Alrighty, Gabe. So thank you for coming on, man. Really appreciate you coming on to share your testimonial and your story. I guess we can just start off with if you want to just share your story about where you are and everything before the program, and how everything was before you got started.
Uh, Before I started working out at all, um, I've been working out for like over a year now. That's crazy.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
um, I basically went through elementary, middle school, and high school always being the skinniest kid. Like, I
Yeah,
was the skinny kid, right?
yeah,
There was always the tall kid, there was always the smart kid, there was always the fast kid, whatever. I was the skinny kid.
yeah.
And that never bothered me that much when I was younger. But I remember, especially when I started getting into high school, I would have, relatives or like people I was working with even, they would always
Yeah.
kind of like make comments,
Oh, yeah. I
um,
feel you.
like stuff like, man, you're all skin and bone, or the ones that I hated the most actually were like, oh, you'll gain weight eventually. And it was like, shut up. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
and it eventually got to the point where it it saps your confidence hearing that kind of stuff all the time, right? And
For sure.
watching people around you uh, get taller and get bigger or whatever, and you're kind of still the skinny kid.
Yeah.
And I used to live in Ontario, and when I moved to New Brunswick, everyone was like a farmer and like a hunter, right? So they all kind of had like the natural bulk on them,
Yeah, true,
and
true. Yeah.
and there wasn't a whole lot of that in Ontario. So especially when I came to New Brunswick, it was like, man, something's got to change, dude.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
then I think it was around near the end of my grade 11 year, going into my grade 12 year, is when we first started talking.
yeah. Awesome, man.
And yeah, so that's
And
kind of where I
history
started.
from there. Cool, man. Awesome. So yeah, I love that. I can totally like relate, man. I was that skinny guy too, and always the smallest on the teams and stuff, sports teams. So I definitely feel you. So what were some of your old struggles before getting started, like before hopping on the program? What were some of the things that you struggled with before joining?
Just kind of like in general, or with
Oh, yes.
concerns to physical fitness.
So like trying to hit your fitness goals and stuff like that, and yeah, any other struggles you want to share?
I think when it all started, and when I first was like, I got to start gaining weight, gaining muscle, like it got to the point where I was like, I'm like 17 years old, and I've looked the same since I was like 14, right? I
Yeah.
think what the struggle was at the beginning was just how big the world of fitness was,
Mm,
and how quickly you can get lost. And you got to be, careful who you listen to,
so
because
true, dude.
you have
Thousand
you
different
have
things on Google.
people. Yeah, exactly, right. And I learned pretty quickly that you can't always believe what someone says just because they're in good shape.
Yeah.
So you get a
Yeah.
lot of different opinions coming in, and a lot of different people saying like, oh, just eat a lot, or just do this, or whatever. And it was all
Yes.
really overwhelming. And I didn't, yeah, I didn't really know what to do. And it ended up
Mm,
just kind of being, because everything was coming at me at once, it was really hard to get motivated to actually go to the gym and just
yeah.
start.
Yeah. That's one of the
And
hardest parts, man, is just taking that foot forward, isn't it?
yeah, for
Mm,
sure.
yeah. No, awesome. Um, okay, so then what did make you take that leap? Like, what was the final factor where you're just okay, I am tired of where I am now. I want to be here. What made you take that leap forward?
I I was doing a lot of research,
Mm.
and I was looking up a couple of different programs and stuff like that. And I had heard about you from other people that were like local, and they said like, hey man, Caden Hayward, like he he's helped a lot of people out before, like he knows what he's talking about. So I think it was at some point I reached out to you, and I think it was when we talked, really the first time we talked, that I felt like I could take that step, right?
Nice, man.
And like I I honestly do owe quite a bit to you because I'm serious, man. Like I don't mean to get like sappy or anything, but
Okay.
it's it really just takes one person to say like, hey, I know there's like a lot of noise in this world, but all I needed to get started was just the guidance.
Yeah,
And
dude.
and when the first time we were talking and you said you can totally do this, all you got to do is this. That's when I was like, all right, this first step, I can do this. Just kind
Yeah.
of don't listen to all the other crap and just kind of go.
Mm.
So that's kind of the
Awesome.
point where I decided to take the first step there.
Yeah, man, that's beautiful. I love that. I actually remember like when we had our call and like we were both just getting fired up and I remember
Yeah.
like you're just like you're telling me and I was just it was so exciting because like I could just feel it and then you took that foot forward, man, and look at you now. So
Mm.
now let's kind of go into, I guess, what you got out of it. Like what happened from taking that foot forward. This is your time to shine, you know, all your results, just lay it on me. Just yeah, let me know like what your results
Um,
were and everything.
Uh, big time strength gains, first of all.
Mm.
Um, like I've basically in a year's time, I've more than doubled stuff like my deadlift. Like when I first started working out, I deadlifted 85 pounds and it destroyed me. And
Yeah,
now my personal record is 205 and I'm still going up, which for
let's
me is
go,
crazy. It's like,
man. Yes, that's
uh,
awesome.
actually gaining weight was something that I fought tooth and nail for, and I'm still fighting for it.
Mm.
Um, just I don't know if it's just because the way my body is made up, and that coupled with the fact that when I first got started, I was eating food that like my parents were buying, and I was kind of concerned with eating up all of their food, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
now I'm buying
yeah.
my own food, right? So it's a little easier. But
Nice.
the the end result now, about a year later, or a little over a year later, since I started working out, gained 23 pounds. Went from being 128-pound skinny high school kid, and I'm 150 now, or 151 last night. But I had all like clothes on, so I had like a pound's worth of whatever.
Yeah.
But 150, 151, that kind of area, and that's crazy. I've never weighed that much before in my life. It's
Yeah.
wild. I feel really
Yeah.
different.
Yeah. So how do you feel? Like, how does it feel, you know, having that extra weight on, all that muscle and stuff? I've seen your pictures, your transformation pictures which are incredible. Like, how does that feel? Like, you know, having that strength, and that extra size on, like, tell me a little more about that.
I gotta say, man, it feels really good.
Yes,
It's
sir. Yeah.
it's I can kind of walk around with a confidence that it's
Yes,
something
dude.
surreal that I haven't really had before,
Yes, dude.
and
It's
even and
unimaginable. It's crazy.
it's getting to the point now where I'm actually starting to get like some comments from people that I know,
Let's
and people are
go.
like my stepmom told me I looked like Chris Evans the other night.
Yes, sir.
And I was
There we
like, oh
go.
yeah. I
Yeah.
honestly, sometimes I don't even know what to say about that. It's like so crazy, but
So,
it's
yeah.
definitely a big confidence boost. That's number one,
Mhm.
and just kind of in general too, the added strength and just healthiness of it.
Mm.
Um, I do a lot of moving around at my job. I'm always moving around, and I never feel like I'm out of energy or anything.
Mm,
Like I
that's
always kind of
awesome.
feel the energy and crave the gym. Like
Yes,
I
dude.
it's at the point now where I'm not currently in any programs right now, but I'm just going to the gym. I can't stop.
That's the goal, man. Like setting you up where you know what you're doing. Now, like 'cause before you couldn't even, get to the gym like that start, and now you're just like can't stay away from it. It's
Yeah,
that's amazing. That's amazing, man. Awesome. Good on you.
I think
Um,
I think with the gym too, what I've noticed, especially, and my girlfriend noticed this too. A lot of my like mental well-being is
yep.
tied to how much I'm exercising.
Yes, sir.
Like
I feel you. Yeah.
if I go through a stint where I'm not like I'm not going to the gym or I don't have the motivation to work out, like I'm actually like more depressed.
Dude,
I
yeah.
don't feel as good, right? And it's
Yeah.
yeah, the gym it's huge.
Yeah, man. No, I'm glad that's your new happy place too. And it's just like it only gets better. That's for sure. It only gets better. Always, keep setting those new goals. So Gabe, like what would you say then to somebody who is on that fence, who is, where you are before our call, where they just want to do it, but they just can't take that step forward? What would you say to someone who is in that place where you are?
Uh oh man, that's a loaded question. What I would say is uh for one, you are better off spending a year bettering yourself than spending a year thinking about ways you could have done it faster. Because I remember because I hate long processes.
Mm,
I hate them. I want to be able to get the product without having to go through a long process. And
yeah,
I know
just
there's a lot of people out there who are like that.
mm,
And for people who are on the fence, uh, the best way to do is just to start doing it, honestly. Because if you don't start doing it, you're gonna spend a ton of time just kind of wishing you could have it,
yeah.
and it like long processes and like marathons that kind of stuff sucks, but it's the kind of stuff that'll better you in the end.
It's a
And
marathon, not a sprint.
it's true. And like it was funny because I heard a lot of people saying like this was my like my fitness journey or my weight loss journey or my weight gain journey, and I always thought like journey, that's kind of a silly word, but nah, man, it's a journey.
Yes,
It is a
dude. Yeah.
journey. But
Awesome.
yeah, for sure, I think to anyone who's on the fence, the only way to do it is just to do it.
Yes,
Like
sir. Boom. Right
you
there.
you can't do it faster. There's no tricks in the book. You
Mm,
just got to put in the work.
awesome, dude. Awesome, Gabe. Thank you so much, man, for coming on here and probably inspiring a lot of people right now. I know that right there, it inspires me still. So, no, thank you so much, dude. And I'm super excited to see your future. That's for sure. You're doing good, man. You're doing really good. And yeah, congratulations on the gains and this transformation, dude. Keep it up. Yeah, thank you so much, man.
Thank you.